television. The
Vermont may lose considerable.
Holding down the fort, waiting for it to be safe.
Hi, folks. I'm Wendy O'Connell. You just saw me sitting down and talking with George Harvey. We had a great conversation. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a little insight into what George does, how he got there, and his relationship with the community, too, which I think is deep, and he has really great appreciation. And also for BCTV. He's one of our obviously one of our longest running producers with 646 shows. He also is going to be on later today with an Energy Week show, kind of a tribute to BCTV. And I'd just like to take a moment here to acknowledge our appreciation of one of our other independent producers here at BCTV. Over the course of 28 years and guided by her own curiosity and interests, Maria Dominguez has filmed hundreds of local events, including Wyndham World Affairs, America 250, the Vermont Humanities Council's First Wednesdays at Brooks Memorial Library, the River Garden Battle of the Bands, Brattleboro Democracy Forum, as well as our Brattleboro rallies, marches, and parades, and many, 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 many more events. She calls her shows Around Town with Maria, and I know many of you have seen Maria walking with her cameras and tripods on our downtown streets. In her own way, Maria is quietly, consistently, and thoughtfully creating a film legacy of Brattleboro's cultural stories, and we are deeply grateful to her and her ability to capture these events. Thank you, Maria, and happy 50th to Maria and all of the producers here at BCTV. I am now going to turn over to Johnny Gifford, our executive director, who you've already met, and he is going to give you an in-depth inside tour of our BCTV studio here in the municipal building. Johnny, take it away.
Thanks, Wendy. Very excited to be here. Oh, I got to take this off. Very excited to be here to give you sort of a tour of our studio. It's changed a lot since I've been on board here for the last couple of years, and I'd love to sort of highlight some of the things that have been going on with our studio. Real quick though, for those who are following along at home, you might be looking at the schedule and being like, what's going on here? Is this on the schedule? And it's not, and that's because this is live TV, baby. And things are, we're just moving and flowing with how things are progressing. You can try to organize things as best as you can, but at the end of the day, we're just trying to deliver you something that is interesting and hyper local in nature. And what is more hyper local than the BCTV studio, a place where you, if you are a member of BCTV, can come and create a variety of different kinds of programming with us. You can create a TV show, you can create a podcast, you could do a live event here. We had someone do like live streaming video games in here once. That was pretty cool. We've done that a couple times as a staff as well. There's a whole lot of different kinds of things that you can do here. This whole set is modular. What that means is basically every single piece is not necessarily set in its place. These light panels can turn any color, they can roll away, they can roll backwards, forwards, any which way. These sound panels, same deal, they can kind of roll anywhere. If you would rather be looking into the black void as the background to your show, we can just get rid of it all and have our nice black curtain swoop around. We also have, like I mentioned, the black curtain, we have a white curtain, we have a blue curtain as well, and those can go all the way around the room here, which is pretty cool. The blue curtain is used as what's called a blue screen, sort of like a green screen where you can sort of, take out the blue color and put whatever you want in the background. That was sort of the original green screen. Before it was green, it was blue. Honestly, green's kind of a smarter move. I mean, I'm wearing like all blue right now, so that would be problematic for me. For those who are in the control room, please don't key me out, please. I like having a body. Anyway, we have a variety of talk shows hosted at this very desk. Namely, the Here We Are, which we just watched a special edition of, an Energy Week, which is going to be coming up later with George Harvey, and that one would be live. And we have a variety of other programs that are coming up here at this desk later. And the great thing about it is, too, if you have more than just 2 or 3 people and you need more room, we have an even bigger desk than this. That's right, folks. As many people as you want to fit at the desk can fit if you believe hard enough. And beyond that, we can get rid of the desk entirely. We can set up some nice couch, some nice soft stools, that sort of a thing. And you can, your show can kind of take shape however you see fit. We also have these screens back here. Some people will like hook up a laptop to an HDMI cable, and then they'll like basically do a presentation on the screen here. Or we can just put like your logo here or a BCTV logo. We could put, a slideshow or a video or something to run in the background. There's sort of, a variety of things that we can do here. Let's go through some of the equipment here. Now me, I'm a bit of an audio nerd, as some folks might know. And as a result of that, I love looking at these mics we have over here. And we've been getting way more into podcasting since I've been here at the station. And we've been using these mics namely for podcasting. This is the Shure SM7B. It's a pretty beefy, impressive looking microphone, isn't it? And yeah, these screw right onto your mic stand, plug in via the standard XLR cable. And they just like, if you ever hear a podcast or like some of these podcasts these days have a video component to them, you're probably seeing these microphones right here. And for good reason, because they sound very crystal clear. And yeah, they really just make a person's voice really pop and really shine. I love them. We also have some of these microphones. This is what's known as a condenser microphone. And what this basically does is it's designed to pick up sort of a wider array of sound. With a microphone like this or the one I'm holding right now, you're just sort of designed to speak directly right into it. With these guys, though, this could capture like a whole room full of people, and you'd more or less be able to, hear everyone clearly, obviously, depending on the room you're in, depending on where the mic is. I'm a musician, and I like to use these for drums, actually. I put these microphones above a drum kit, and then you can get really nice sounds from the cymbals with them. And these are sort of a similar deal as well. They have this nice wide diaphragm, they call it, so it's capturing sound from a very wide area. It's pretty neat. We have an assortment of mixers up here. We have these arms. These arms are what connects the microphones. We have this pretty impressive and beefy looking audio interface. This is right here is what helps produce our podcast. So you can just plug this guy right into your computer, plug your microphones right into it, and then you can just get rolling with your podcast. And everything's right in front of you on the desk. It's very, very, very simple. And our staff is here to assist with every step of the production process. So if you're like, I don't know what any of this means or any of this is, and I don't want to know, that's totally fine, and we'll take care of it for you. We'll help you set it up if you become a member and if you want to start your own show or podcast or what have you. That's probably all that's really of interest on this wall here. We can kind of go through this way a little bit. Let's see how much slack I got on my microphone cable here. And I can take you through, sort of get a behind the scenes back here. And we have the capability to plug in up to, I want to say like 8 different video feeds and like 16 different audio feeds all the way back here. We have this nice conduit. It's a real look under the hood here. I don't think anyone's ever gotten the chance to see this before on TV. But this is where we plug everything in that is going to end up on the broadcast. That's how this microphone's getting to you. That's how this camera angle is getting to you, is through a nice, good old-fashioned cable. Moving ahead here, we have our podcast studio, which is currently not operational, but we're working on it, let me tell you. So this is a frame of a podcast studio that will eventually be painted, and it will eventually have a door, but we've been totally constructing this ourselves. So currently when someone wants to make a podcast with BCTV, we have them on the desk over here, which we were just looking at. And then we just set up the microphones right there and let them run and roll with it. In a perfect world, and ideally in our near future, we're going to have a whole studio set up in here, a mini studio of sorts, where the microphones are permanently set up, where we have like sort of a visual screen where you can put your branding or your logo on it or whatever, whatever you want to show for your recording, if you record a video portion to your podcast. And on that note, we're going to mount some cameras in the room as well. We're going to mount some really pretty lights in here too. It's going to be a nice sort of vibey space for you to record audio-based programming in. I'm hoping also, maybe local musicians will want to come in and record vocals in this really nice sort of quiet space. Or people just want to record narration for their films. Oftentimes documentary films or even narrative fiction films will have this component to them where there's, a narrator speaking. And this is hopefully going to be a really good place where someone can just quietly think, focus, and record audio. And so we're really excited to have this coming down the pipeline for BCTV, hopefully to launch next year. We've been making good progress with it. I want to give a huge shout out to our production manager, Nolan Edgar, as he's really sort of taken the the lead here with constructing this. I think he had some time being a carpenter down in Georgia, and that taught him all he needed to know to build this. And so I really commend him for taking the time, energy, and effort to start working on this here. Moving on to another part of our studio. Let's see what else we got. These are our cameras that are relatively new. These are what we call PTZ cameras, meaning they can pan, tilt, and zoom cameras without someone even touching them. So our staff in the control room has the ability to completely control these cameras from the touch of a few buttons. And, some people have a misconception these are AI cameras or they're like robot cameras. And I guess in a way they are robotic, but like they don't have a brain of their own. I want to make that very clear that like these cameras are not like, they don't have intelligence. They don't have, sentience at all, at least not yet. And until Canon introduces the sentience firmware update. But in any event, they are not controlled on their own. If you see these guys moving around, whether it's at a select board meeting or in the BCTV studio, they are being controlled by a human being. I can promise you that. And that's what we're all about here at BCTV is things being controlled by human beings. Ooh, what a concept. So let's keep going through here to more parts of our studio. Let's see, what do we got? Of course, we have this wonderful coat rack, which honestly has probably been here as long as the station has been here, quite frankly. We also have this nice sort of array recently set up of it's a power strip where one button will turn all the lights on or off in the room, which is very, very convenient. I'm no electrician, so is this safe? Probably. I'm not 100% sure, but it's working for us, and that's the important part. And if it was a really, a actual hazard, I think, we would know. We would not put ourselves in danger to that extent, but it is what it is. Anyway, I'm no electrician. Going to keep going here. And you can see you might have seen this sort of set earlier, just a moment ago. And what we have going on here is that this is our green wall. So it's like a green screen. We were just talking earlier. You can put any image you want behind here and record in front of it. One of my favorite things we've done is working with the students at Academy School, a local middle school, elementary school. And what they will do is they'll come in here to do their Nebula News segment, and they'll always put something interesting behind them. I think their mascot is like the stars, I think, and they have a whole galaxy nebula kind of theme to their programming and to their school. And so they'll put like kind of cool stars in the background, and they'll have the kids will give their news segment here and everything. It's very wholesome. And we'll even have the kids like, teaching them how to put images behind the green screen and to have them switch between the camera angles and record the audio and everything. It's very, very wholesome, and we love working with youth here and people who are just interested in learning more about video and audio production. That's sort of why we're here, is to teach folks how to do it, what to do, and why you want to do it. So I'm going to take us through here a little more. We got a control room, which I would love to show you, and I'm just going to momentarily grab some extra cable here. Oh, there we go. It's all come loose. I want to thank Austin Rice, who's on our camera right now, doing a great job and stifling his laughter when I say crazy things. Austin, you mind just stepping over my cable there? There you go. And then I will just grab a little more cable for Austin so we can move and show you the excitement of the BCTV control room. Look at this. This is what's called an SDI cable. This is what is bringing us everything to life today. Without SDI, I don't know where we would be. That's caught a little bit, but we probably have enough cable here. I'll grab you a little more, Austin. There it is. We're loose. All right, let's take another peek under the hood here and go to the BCTV control room where they are currently making this exact broadcast possible. And they're very busy in there right now, and I want to note that. And they're currently trying to troubleshoot various things, which is par for the course here at BCTV. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to open up the door, and we're just going to get a look under the hood, so to speak. So this is our control room. We have Van Weil, we have Jan Van Oon, and we have Wendy O'Connell here sitting in. And they are currently the brains of our operation and making all of this happen. It's quite remarkable to see the work that they're doing. You can see on the left here, we're running our live stream. To the right of that is sort of where all the cameras come in and where we switch between different camera angles. To the right of that little screen over there is sort of where the cameras are controlled from. So again, those those human-controlled, not AI cameras. I can guarantee you they're not AI cameras. They're controlled by a human being from that little screen right there where they can move them up, down, left, right, zoom in, zoom out. And then that sort of big console that's right beneath that small screen is our audio mixer. So that's how my voice is getting to you right now. We have a cable plugged in, again, to that back wall conduit like I just showed you. And then that conduit is sort of running up through the ceiling and then drops right down into this room and lands right in that mixer there. It's really quite something. I love using that mixer. It was donated to us by a local resident who has a passion for bringing stories to life in media. I want to shout him out. His name is Adam Drescher. He was a board member for a hot minute and really a really valued member. He himself and our production manager Nolan and I actually went through and we totally like tore out years of ancient gear in this room. Like there were racks that were taller than me, full of gear and wires that were not being used in who knows how many years. And it was honestly phenomenal to have all of that space be reclaimed in this room. Obviously, it's still chaotic and there's still plenty of wires in this room, but it is, let me tell you, it's a lot neater and cleaner than it was before when I first got here, which I'm very grateful for. So we're going to leave these guys alone because they're doing a lot. They're like, I don't want to, but do you have anything to say for yourself?
Yes, I just want to thank all the...
Okay, thanks for that. No, I'll let you finish.
Thank you, Johnny. Johnny's the best boss ever, by the way. Thank you to everyone for watching the stream. Thank you for everything that you give to us for BCTV and helping us celebrate the 50th anniversary. This is a huge milestone, and I'm just so happy to be a part of it because I only started a few years ago, so there were so many people to thank before me. So I just want to say thank you all for being on this journey with us.
Jan, do you have any words you'd like to share?
Help, I don't actually work here. He's got me held hostage. No, I'm just kidding. I wanted to give a shout out to my mother who's listening this evening this morning, all the way from sunny Winter Springs, Florida. So, hello. Thanks for watching.
Hello to Jan's mom.
Hi, Jan's mom.
And we're going to leave these guys to it now. I'm going to wrap up our tour here so we can go on to another exciting program. I believe we got something pre-recorded queued up for you to see. And then we're on to another program after that. There's plenty of them to come here. And I want to remind you that we're culminating this evening with our producers party at 6 p.m. At the Stone Church. Again, I want to thank our sponsors, the Landmark Trust USA. I want to thank the Boys and Girls Club of Brattleboro. I want to thank the Latches Theater, all amazing institutions in this community. I want to also thank Brattleboro Savings and Loan, the Brattleboro Food Co-op, and Front Porch Forum, as they are sort of yearly underwriters for us, and they've also helped make this broadcast possible. So we're going to kick it over to something else now. Again, my name is Johnny Gifford. I'm the executive director, and this has been a little look under the hood of what the BCTV studio is like. So thank you for sticking with us through this insane day of live broadcasting, and we'll see you real soon.